Hey there guys, and welcome back once again to another episode of the Nintendo Tales. It has been a little bit of a little while, of a long while.
A long while.
Tell them how long, Yumi.
We last recorded this in November. That's how long
That's been a long time. It was Thanksgiving. We were having turkeys with our families. You were eating a turkey last time we recorded this.
Oh.
And that's not good.
Well, I think it was a little earlier.
No.
Because it was a time change.
You were probably eating turkeys. I don't know. I eat turkeys quite often. So
yeah, turkeys are good.
They are good. Hashtag eat turkeys. Anyway, so last time we recorded this, we were having a really tired day, and the last thing we did in this episode was yawn.
Yeah.
That's actually the last thing we did. Because we had just figured out that we had to go all the way back to the mainland and get Lanky's weapons and potions, which we did not want to do them.
And the instrument.
Yeah. And now we want to do it. We are so stinking pumped to be playing DK64 again. Not only that, but we have a couple tales for you.
Yes.
After I get to the mainland. Wait, there's tiny bananas here. Wait, aren't you supposed to be playing as Lanky?
I think you said you wanted to.
Well then, so you get Chunky and Tiny.
Yeah,
I get that unknown Kong and Tiny, and I get Diddy and Lanky and half of DK.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
This will all be sorted out because we're doing this on Nintendo Tales now.
Oh yeah. Wait, the one before wasn't Nintendo Tales?
It was on Flash Flare.
Oh snap! Flash Flare, that ancient channel of goodness.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been
has.
a long time. We even took a while. Listen, we haven't recorded this for a long time. We haven't recorded us playing a game ever since we beat DKC 2, because we have been working really hard, and we just released our AOMI stinking special.
Yeah.
So search up AOMI stinking special.
Nothing will probably come up if you do that.
See what comes up. You don't know.
But
anyway.
Yeah, that took a lot of time because we said in episode 19 of Donkey Kong Country 2, The Making of AOMI, that we were going to do a montage, and then we decided to do a full-blown tribute documentary. So
because documentaries are cool.
Yeah.
So
look, money.
I don't usually do documentaries. I think that's my first documentary that I've ever edited.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
That took a very long time, so go watch it. Right now we're rich.
I've perfected another of my potions, Lanky. It's yours for just 3 coins.
You won't get much fits. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Lanky's gonna drink a potion
with his feet
that he found in the alley, which is not good.
Oh.
Orangustand. Palmas Welcome.
This handy little move should help you get up steep slopes.
I never noticed that.
It's easy enough even for you, Lanky. Just press and hold Z, then press B. Keep Z pressed to keep the handstand going.
Okay.
I'm not letting you have another potion yet. Come see me in the next level. The problem is we don't have those controls, so we'll have to figure out what does it.
I think it's duck and B. Yep, there we go. Hooray! Handstand B.
Yay!
Cranky had to teach him how to do this. And as an honorary thingamajig of the handstand, I am going to get all the way across here without falling into the sand.
Oh boy, here we go.
I don't want this handstand to become a sandstand.
Oh no, that would be bad.
I know. I stoop to your level of puns! Oh no.
It became a sandstand.
I don't think I've ever won across this without falling in, at least
I gotta
twice.
hand it to you.
Oh, it's back, you guys. Nintendo Tales
Is back.
Okay, so
Watch out. Green, orange,
if
bomb.
Nintendo Tales is really back, then there would be Nintendo Tales, is the thing.
Yeah.
So should we tell a Nintendo Tale? You?
We should tell a Nintendo
Okay, so
Flash.
something interesting happened just today. And I'm gonna make a great segue for it. You just wait, Yumj.
Okay.
There are snakes in the desert, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what we saw today? A desert.
Wow. You beat me too.
I'm sorry.
And there's the first appearance of the Forbidden Button.
We saw a snake today. So here's the thing. Yumi, you're gonna go in and talk to Candy while I tell this tale. Because nobody wants to comment on the awkward exchange that's about to happen. You're going to fall into the sand. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna do that thing where I don't tell a Nintendo Tale and I keep getting distracted.
And
Yumi is going to learn how to jump.
You should have let me have a practice run. For goodness sake.
For goodness sake. Yumi gets mad when she says for goodness sake. That's a really, really inappropriate word. Okay, so. Oh, we don't have enough coins. Okay, I'm doing that thing. You go get more coins. I'm gonna tell a tale. So, we have a window well. Down in the kids in the basement. Yeah. I was walking around and you can see basically into this little underground, about 3 foot by 3 foot hole. that is down there, and we keep toads in there, and you can open the window and the kids can play with the toads, and it's pretty awesome, and they all love to do it. And those toads are kind of my pets. We all have names for them, and so anytime you walk back into the back, you can see those toads in that window well, and they live happily in their little jungly enclosure.
In our toad house.
Yes.
Do.
Don't do the Toad House theme, please. I'm begging you. Listen, you you don't understand. You gotta try to find more coins.
Yeah.
So anyway, today I walked back and things looked a little bit different. There was something going on in there. There was something big, something really, really big in this window well, and I didn't know what it was. It kind of scared me because it was moving violently and it was big. It looked about the size of a rabbit. And I was just like, did a rabbit fall down there? Because that's happened before.
Yeah,
we have had a rabbit fall down there, and he was like, I'm a rabbit! And we were like, whoa, this is new.
And we've had ground squirrels.
And we've stinking had beavers. We've had beavers. Yes, we have. Now listen, we've had shrews. They chew up the screen, and it's terrible. Anyway, today, what I was looking at, I couldn't figure out what it was till I got closer. It was a toad struggling with a puff adder snake.
Yeah.
And the toad was halfway in its mouth at this point.
So there wasn't much struggle left.
No, the toad was freaking out though, because it was a big toad. You could hold it in both your hands. And this puff adder was trying to fit this thing in its mouth, and it was kind of failing. But it was writhing around, and this was a big snake, you guys. It was like, it probably would have been 2 feet long.
Yeah.
That's not a huge snake compared to like Australian snakes and stuff, but to us, that's okay, you can pause here. I'm telling a riveting tale. This was a big snake to us. And so I was like, ah, it's eating my pet! And I freaked. Because it was freaky. And so, what I had to do, I knew what I had to do. You can get to the window well from outside. You can get, you can get to through the top of it. There's these bars on the top of it. And we could save that toad's life. So what I did was I ran out and I got a squeegee on a long pole.
That's what you do when you
see a snake, get a squeegee.
Or you can get one of these.
Yeah, you could do that, but I didn't have a grape shooter. I would have gotten my grape shooter, but I didn't have one. So, but just remember that snakes hate squeegees.
Okay.
But I decided today I wasn't going to use that end of the squeegee. I was going to use the pole end because it was on a long pole. So I run out there, and this snake is half devouring my pet. And what I do is I stick the squeegee through the bars, and I hit the snake with my pole so hard that the toad shoots out of its mouth. And it was like, plah!
It hopped away frantically after that.
Yeah, and the snake was like, ow! That's what it said. It didn't like it.
It's like from a video game.
It hit it, and it was like, plah! And then it like writhed around, and it hated that. But the toad like got spit out, and it had white venom dripping down its face.
It's like drool.
It was like all, and it was kind of bleeding and all that. It was like, it was quite the struggle. But anyway, then I held the snake back with the pole from going and getting the toad again, because it was like, I'm gonna get you again. And I was like, no sir, not today. And I was like fighting it back with a squeegee. So this was an epic battle. And meanwhile, like, kids are watching through the window on the other end.
Because this is a great opportunity to teach kids all about this
how to hit snakes with squeegees. The Snake and the Squeegee is the name of this tale. Anyway, and then like one of the kids' mother comes to pick them up, and I'm there fighting a snake, and I look over and no, there's a mom that I don't even know is standing there watching me do this. So I'm just like, okay, pressure's on, I got an audience. I gotta fight this snake well. And the snake wouldn't stop like telling me off.
Yeah.
It was like, psh,
yeah.
Like that.
Well, if you just had a huge cheeseburger in your mouth, and then somebody came and like whacked you until you
take a squeegee and they smack you over the head.
I mean, how would you feel?
Your hamburger flies out, and every time you try to go to the other end of the room to get your hamburger, they hit you again.
I mean, you gotta think of it from the poor snake's point of view.
So anyway, I couldn't get this thing myself because I tried to pick it up with the pole end, and you know how on movies snakes get picked up on poles? They don't do that in real life. That thing was fighting. It was hissing big time. It was kind of like darting at the pole. And these things, to give you an idea of what they look like a rattlesnake without the rattle. You would have thought this was a very venomous snake, but they're actually,
That's why they call it a puff adder. They can imitate them very well, and their head even looks like
it's like an S shape. Not an S shape, but a V shape.
Yeah.
And it coils up into the S position is what I'm trying to say. And
Strike.
it looks very, very menacing, but I knew what I was dealing with. I knew what I was getting at. So, Yumi then at this Yumj, I'm sorry, I used your other name. Yumj comes out with a bucket at this point, and she puts it in, and I take that snake and I throw it with that squeegee right into that bucket. And I'm just like, get in there, bucket!
It was more like we coaxed it in. But...
No, I threw it in. And I was like, get! And it was like, okay! But then at that point, when it saw its surroundings were a bucket, it was just like, that's it, I'm done with life. I'm just gonna play dead. And it was like, psha! And it rolled over and its tongue hung out like a dead thing's tongue would.
Yeah, and it opened its mouth. It looked really convincing.
I thought I had killed it, because I did hit it really hard. And I was just like, it's dead. So we go and we put it like far away and we lay it down and it just like, I lay it on a stump. And its head just like keels over and it rolls off the stump and lands there. And I'm like, that thing's dead. So we walk away, we clean up our toad and we put it back in the window well where it belongs. So it can live a happy life. And so then it's happy. We go back to see the snake. The snake is stinking fine. It was faking it that entire time.
And not to mention, stinking is about right.
Oh, stinking! That thing stank. Because when puff adders get hit, they release a stink. That's really bad.
Yes, very bad. I think I just went in a huge circle.
Yes, you did. You haven't been doing anything this entire time.
I got a weapon.
But you gotta go back to. You gotta press 4. No,
Right.
you do. No, 2. That's the one you gotta press.
Okay.
So, that's what happens if you hit a snake with a squeegee. They stink. Don't do it. I would not recommend that.
Yeah, it's one of their defense mechanisms other than playing dead.
But the toad got away. It is in shock and it was bleeding. We cleaned it up. We're going to give you an update. It is still alive right now, but the venom could still work. We're waiting to see.
Yeah.
We have lost toads to big snakes before, but that's a tale for another time. So yeah, there's been lots of things that happened in our window well. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell another short story. When it rains really hard, we get torrential downpours sometimes. When it rains really hard, the water used to start like leaking and coming through the window into the basement, and that would be bad.
Yeah, you couldn't play your trombone.
You what?
You couldn't play your trombone.
Oh.
If that happened.
Yeah, if water was in your basement.
Yeah.
So that relates to the story. Anyway, it was raining really hard one day, and what my dad would do is he would go out there and stand in the window well, and he would take a barrel, a bucket, a barrel, not like a giant barrel, not like that tag barrel. It was like a bucket, okay?
Yeah.
And he would take that bucket and he would bail out the window well so it didn't leak into the basement. The entire time it was storming. And so one day, the thing is, at this point, he either knew or he didn't care, I don't know. But anyway, it was my birthday one day. Or it was your birthday.
Yeah, it was my
It was your birthday, okay.
Trying to make you...
Sorry, this is all about me, isn't it? So it was her birthday one day, and it started torrential downpouring.
Yeah.
Which has had a history of happening on her birthday several times.
Uh-huh.
I'm not joking, it's been like 5 or 6 times that we had...
Usually on odd-numbered birthdays, it became kind of a tradition.
Yeah, we'll see.
But it kind of broke after a while, but...
Yeah, but it was like 5 or 6 big storms on our odd birthdays. It was weird. Anyway, we had a big storm that day. Dad was out bailing, and I just wanted to go outside because the conversation around the stinking dining table was getting boring. They just talk about... I was in the house with like 5, 6 other women. Dad was outside. I had to sit there, and I was like 10 or something.
Yep.
And I was 9 at this point, I think, because it was not our birthday. Yeah, so, anyway, I was just like, oh. And then I'm like, I'm gonna go outside in a torrential downpour and check on Dad. So Dad was bailing really hard. The rain was coming down so hard you couldn't even see very well. And he was like literally taking buckets and throwing them out, and he had enough to keep going for quite a while. But then, he took one of my toads in his bucket and he bailed it out. And he didn't realize it. And so just landing behind him, right in front of me, is just this toad. And I'm just like, that's my pet toad. So I freaked out. Oh yeah. And I was just like, I need to get this toad to safety. So I take him in to under my wing, and I'm just like, we're not gonna let this toad escape. So I take him into the party, and I sit down, and everybody's still talking. They don't notice me at all.
And this poor toad has been, like...
Traumatized.
Yeah, it's been thrown out of its home because his home's been flooded. He needs a place to stay.
So first, your home gets flooded, then somebody throws you out in a bucket. How would you like that?
It's only right to bring him into your home.
And then at one point, it was either my grandma or my aunt or my mom.
I think it was.
It was my mom.
Yeah.
I think she turns around. She's like, ah! Because I was sitting next to her that whole time holding this toad. And I don't know why girls get freaked out about toads.
I didn't care.
Yeah, Yum was fine. But
I did think it was weird that you brought it into the house, but I'm
Listen.
not scared of toads.
no, but everybody else was like, get away. That's an accurate representation of what they did. So I grabbed it and I was like, okay, dude, we gotta get out of here. You can't stay at the flat with my fam. Listen, these guys don't tolerate your kind, and we've gotta get out of here. So I took him. We're gonna move into a house. We're gonna cohabitate in a new gang house.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't remember anything after that point. I'm just making it up at this point.
I think after a while, woo! Thanks, buddy.
You just jumped on my head.
I think after a while the window well was secure and we could put him back in his home.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think our dad installed a kind of a drain thing down there so that wouldn't happen as much.
Yeah. So
Everything's good.
we're all good.
Our toads have a happy home.
It's so happy that sometimes we come down there at night and they're just like singing. It's always a good time.
Yeah. I saw that on a
Ford commercial.
recently.
All the important
Because
news.
It's always a good time when you get a Ford, apparently.
I've never tried it,
Okay.
so I don't know. Yumi, the best shot in the world right now. You know, it's
Well,
funny.
It's hard when you shoot grapes.
We spent like almost the entire episode just coming back to get these balloons because we don't know what's going on. And we don't know how to stinking play this game, Yumj.
In case it hasn't been made incredibly obvious, I get lost very easily in 3D platforms.
Especially
Adventure
when I'm like telling stories. We have one more tale for you though before we end this one off. I think Yum should tell this one because she can give a bit of backstory on it. I will take over the controls for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot this thing.
'cause
Yum's gonna tell a tale, you guys. Listen nicely.
Is it about?
I said, sit down, Sammy. Sammy.
Is it about my little music player?
It is.
My MP3 player. Does anybody still have one of those?
A MP3 player circa 2005.
Yeah.
Our grandma still calls that an M3P player, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I will never stop laughing.
And they were talking about like the latest songs that come out on CD.
Oh yeah, they were just like, I guess they got CDs now, and I was just like, yeah,
And they're being,
got CDs, right?
and they're just thinking like, oh, we're being so current. It's kind of like.
We were laughing because we the thing they didn't know is we had it on our M3P players already.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
our CDs, old stuff. Anyway, tell about what happened to your M3P player.
well, you see, we were talking about something, and it was, and we mentioned like,
Yumi tells the tale.
we mentioned walking. Would you stop? I'm trying to get back into this, okay?
Okay.
And I'm not feeling very
I'm
encouraged.
sorry. That was good.
So that will become a tale in itself. Yumi tries to tell unintended.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So we were talking about this, and then "Walking on Sunshine" came up, and you know,
Oh, yeah.
we've got to play a song because
yeah.
I had it.
I'm sorry I keep cutting into your tale, but we were talking, and then I mentioned like I'm walking on sunshine, and Yumi's like we should listen to that, and we did, and it was a good song.
I just pulled it out and turned it
It was
on,
right there,
and there we go.
right
and
there, boom,
We jammed to it,
a little
and
bit.
we had a good time. Because it's always a good time when you're walking on sunshine.
Ooh, that should be a masterpiece, I think.
But yeah, Katrina and the Waves, it's a classic, it's a good one. But you see, the thing is, my MP3 player is old. My M3P player.
My M3,
Yeah.
not do it right. You.
Sorry. So,
Gotta be current.
my M3P player is really old. And I got it a long time ago when I was like, I think 15 years old. And I was just so happy to bring it home from Walmart that one day.
I think even when you got it, it was outdated.
Yeah, but it was cheap, so hey. And I liked it. It was little and it's blue. It could clip onto your belt.
Yeah.
This was really cool.
Nice, chill.
And so,
Bro, it was chill.
yeah. But I've had it for a while, and I usually listen to it when I'm cooking.
Yeah, but the thing is, it wasn't doing too well, was it?
Yeah, just recently it started like the battery. Hi. The battery was doing weird things. Like I had just charged it up recently, but then it was like all drained within like the next time I turned it on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, uh-oh. And then I thought, well, I didn't think it was all that long ago that I charged it, and so I went and plugged it into the computer to charge it up, but it never showed it getting full. And
It wouldn't recharge anymore. It was dying.
I'm just like, oh no, this happened to Flash's MP3 player. M3P.
No, mine was an MP3 player. I had the new. Anyway, Strong Content.
So, yeah, and I'm like, oh no. So, yeah, it looked like it was gonna die soon, so we were listening to it as much as we could, and so then we're like, is it still alive? It is. We were listening to Walking on Sunshine.
But it had 0% left.
Yeah, it was like doing an X, like a cross thing over the battery. I'm like, will this work? And so we listened to the full entire song, and we were like, yes. And then it switched to the next song on there, which was a sad kind of song by Super Chick. It's called We All Fall.
Yeah.
And it started in there, and then it's like, we all fall. And then all of a sudden it's like, Lobat shutting down.
And it was like, and it didn't it say the second line of the song? It like, and it like slowly faded out on this piano ballad. It was like, we laughed so hard because the M3P player was saying goodbye.
It said we all fall, and then
it was just like,
and I just started.
And then it popped up on the screen. It's like, I loved you. And then it died.
We just started, like, I started half laughing, half crying because of the dramatic.
That thing had lasted 12 years. It was incredible.
The dramatic time.
And that was a sad day.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Rest in peace, M3P player. Let's go. Sneak around the maze to the checkered flag. I don't know how to do this. Okay. We're timed, but I gotta sneak. This is a saunter right there. That's a saunter. This is a swagger.
Look out.
What? Okay.
Flash, calm down.
Listen, those are my feet going. Okay, listen. I can't do this.
Yes, you can.
Saunter. Just look at me sauntering.
He's got a walkie-talkie there. Those are M3P players.
Oh no, that was a dead
That's
end.
a dead end. Oh great.
Just like I'm gonna be.
You were caught. That's what you do when you're caught.
Okay. Listen, you guys.
Welcome to bonus stage.
The pad on the Wii U gamepad that I'm looking at right now is slightly warped, and my face looks really weird, and it's making me chuckle. Just a little bit. I knew you were gonna turn it on. Yeah, I was chuckling like that. I am right in his sights, but he cannot
Like
see.
a teehee butterfly from Yoshi's Story.
I don't think they were really chuckling. I think that they were crocodiles in disguise.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't gone this way yet. I'm gonna pull a left here. He's gonna turn around, and I knew it. But he won't turn around this time.
Yes.
What? What? Goal achieved!
Oh yeah.
Flash out there achieving his goals. So we did get one golden banana in this episode, and I'm just gonna say, that's good enough. You know, if we have 200 episodes of this Let's Play, who cares?
We're gonna do it.
I decided not to burp there. I could've.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Now you know what to do if a snake falls in your window well. You need a squeegee, first of all.
Yes.
And you know about our cool M3P player.
Yeah, and it's last words.
So I want to tell you that if you found this episode boring at all, don't worry. Because in the next episodes, we're going to have some very interesting stuff happen. We have pulled up some old entries from our journals. And we are going to read them aloud to you guys. And it's going to be stinking awesome. We're going to give you the dates, and we're going to give you some never-before-told Nintendo tales that we thought were interesting enough to write down in our preteen and teenage years. Maybe even before that. So, not only that, we are also thinking about having a guest commentator on soon.
Yes.
We can't nail anything down for sure, but it's going to be soon. So get ready for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode of DK64. See you guys then.
See ya.